Hello! We are going to make the butterflies out of wafer paper. We are going to make one butterfly out of the thick wafer paper and the other one out of the thin wafer paper. We've prepared the stencils for this. You can make butterflies of different sizes. You can choose any butterfly you like. Trace it and I will show you what to do with it. Take scissors and start cutting them out. We've cut out the butterflies. But I recommend you to do it in the following way. First, cut the butterflies out of the paper. You will save these stencils for a long time. You can put some sticky tape on them. Cut extra sticky tape and they will be saved for a long time. You won't have to do any extra work, but you can accelerate the process and take a piece of wafer paper at once. Put it on your computer screen, if you have a necessary butterfly you like, and trace it. But you won't have any stencils left and you will have to do the same actions. The stencils are ready. Now we take one thick piece of wafer paper. It's denser. There is some wafer paper which is smooth from the one side and embossed from the other side. In this case, you should work on the embossed side of the paper. The painting will be more interesting. Trace the butterfly. If you have a beautiful cake and there must be a composition of wafer butterflies. It's beautiful when they are of different sizes. I do not recommend you to make the butterflies of different colors, because in this case the cake will look like a cake for children. For example, if there is a wedding, it's beautiful and spectacular. I advise you to use at least 2 colors. Not very bright and intense. If you use butterflies of different colors, your cake will be like for children, not very serious. It's ready. Let's take a thin piece of paper and trace the other butterfly which is smaller. Here, on the thin piece of paper, we can clearly see that one side is smooth and the other side is embossed. We also work on the embossed side of the thin piece of paper to have more interesting texture. It's ready. After that, cut them out. We can put the stencils aside. I recommend you to put the sticky tape on them. Cut extra sticky tape. Your stencils will be saved for a long time, and you can use them again and again. Let's go to the painting of our butterflies. We've prepared the palette and water-soluble gel food color. Let's take black and blue colors for the big butterfly, and black and yellow colors to paint the small butterfly. To paint the butterflies, we need a mixture of water and alcohol. I do not advise you to use only water because the wafer paper starts melting when you moisten it with water. It also starts distorting. It loses the shape, so we add 50% of alcohol. In this way, the wafer paper doesn't melt and dries fast. Take a brush number 3 or 4. When you start painting, do not do it on the stainless steel. Wafer paper sticks to the stainless steel very hard and you won't be able to peel it off. So you can use a silicone baking mat or any other mat or a piece of parchment paper. Now we mix black and blue colors. I'm going to show you the butterfly I make most often. It's grey and blue with some veins. Now we start painting. The edges of our butterfly are darkened. The center is lighter. You should paint on the wafer paper very fast because it absorbs the paint immediately. If you apply the paint and start doing something or thinking and do not shade the paint, I will show you how to shade. The paint will be absorbed and for example, we apply some paint and do not shade it. After that we can't make a gradient. We need to make a gradient immediately, when the paint haven't been absorbed into the wafer paper yet. Apply the paint to the edges with chaotic movements. Wash the brush and immediately shade the paint to the center of the butterfly to have a smooth gradient. There shouldn't be any white spots on the butterfly. It must be colored everywhere. Apply some more paint to the edges. Wash the brush and shade the paint to the center of the butterfly very fast. Do not make the butterfly too dark, otherwise it will be too gloomy. It's more than enough. You can even make it lighter. We do the same thing with the rest of the wings. The edges start deforming in the places where the butterfly is wet. It's fine. Wafer paper reacts like this all the time. Due to this, the butterfly looks more interesting. When it deforms and gets dry, it becomes uneven. It becomes more realistic and lively. Now paint lower wings. It's necessary to pay attention that I do not have dry paints on my palette. I take a lot of liquid, and I paint using watercolor technique. That means I use more liquid and a little bit of paint. If you use dry paints, it won't work. The center of the butterfly will be also dark. It will look more spectacular. Mix the same colors and paint the center of our butterfly. and also shade the paint. Now we need a thin brush. If the edges curve, you must put something on them, so the wings couldn't curve too much. Otherwise, it will continue curving and the edges will stick together and you won't be able to do anything. After that, we take a thin brush number 1. Take black paint, a thick layer. Now we are going to make some veins. And we start painting the veins with the tip of the brush. We need a thin brush of a high quality. Preferably made of Siberian weasel. They should be natural. Paint very thin lines. Be careful. Do not lay the brush like this. Paint with the tip of it. Otherwise the veins won't be neat, they will be thick and the butterfly won't look beautiful. It's not necessary to make the veins completely the same, like in mirror reflection. Here I have one type of veins and here I have the other type. The veins are similar to gossamer. They are very thin and neat. Now we can make the veins wider on the edges so they could look more spectacular. You can make similar butterflies at any time. They can be saved for a long time. The main thing is to keep them in a dry place. You can put them into the box and keep them there. The veins are ready. Besides, you can outline our butterfly with black color. But you shouldn't paint on the front side. Paint only the edge. If the butterfly is dry, we take it off the paper. It has been deformed a bit. It has become uneven. It's what we need. The center is still wet. We put the butterfly aside. Let it get dry a bit more. Let's start making the small butterfly out of the thin wafer paper. Remember that we paint the embossed side, not a smooth one. We won't be able to make such a difficult painting on the thin wafer paper, because it wets a lot and becomes very deformed. That's why the painting here will be simpler. Just some light toning of the butterfly and that's it. We also use a mixture of water and alcohol, but it's necessary to change it because this mixture is blue. If we add yellow here, we will get green color instead of yellow. Take yellow color. Take just a bit of yellow because it's very bright and intense. So take a bit of yellow and mix it with some liquid. And add a bit of black to dim yellow. If you want your butterfly to have an orange shade, add a bit of red and so on. So you find the picture on the internet and look at it. Use those colors that you need. Take the paint and start applying the paint in the same way. Apply and shade it quickly. Apply and shade it quickly. Now you can see that thin paper wets a lot. So work quickly. We can't paint a lot here. And of course mix water with alcohol. If we didn't add any alcohol, it would melt completely. But if you add more alcohol or use pure alcohol, your wafer paper will get dry. It will be very fragile and will break when moving. So it's necessary to mix alcohol with water. The best proportion is 50-50. Add some color in the middle. Now we add more black into yellow. And highlight the edges. Color the edge and shade the paint quickly. Brown shade looks good on the yellow butterfly, so you can take brown, not black. The second butterfly made of the thin wafer paper is ready too. The edges will curve and deform for sure, so we need to press the edges with the help of the brushes or something else. Put the brush on them, for instance, so they couldn't curve too much. We leave it in this position and wait till it almost gets dry. Our yellow wafer butterfly is almost dry. We need to separate it from the parchment paper. Do not hurry up, otherwise the butterfly will be torn. If the butterfly is completely dry in the center, wet it a bit with our liquid or just with water in the center. Both of the butterflies. Next we need a piece of wire. Do not use very thick wire. Take the wire number 22 for example. White color. The center of the butterfly is wet. Now we take an object. Form an angle. The butterfly must get dry completely in this position. Some of the butterflies can have wider angle and some of them can have narrower angle. Do not make very narrow angles because the most beautiful part of the butterfly will be hidden. While the butterflies become dry, prepare 2 pieces of wire. We also have some pieces of wafer paper left. We need some small rectangles. Let's wait till our butterflies become dry. Butterflies are dry. We have one thing left. Take the pieces of wire, wet the patch. Put the wire to the butterfly. And stick the patch, the wire, and the butterfly together. It will get dry later. And you can stick a finished butterfly like this in your cake. Do the same actions with the second butterfly. Wet the patch. I recommend you to take the pieces of wire of different length. Some of the butterflies will be higher, some of them will be lower. Our butterflies are dry and now they look like this. Here we have a patch, but it is not seen clearly. When you decorate your cake, you should take into account where you have the front side and all the butterflies must be on the front side. Now our lesson on wafer butterflies is over.